The sky was clear that morning when the first alien ships appeared. At first, they were just tiny dots unremarkable and easy to ignore. But within minutes, those dots grew larger and larger, blotting out the sun as massive warships entered. Earth's orbit, news anchors scrambled to explain what was happening, but even they couldn't hide the fear in their voices. Satellites confirmed the ship's size and capabilities, unlike anything humanity had ever encountered. Governments worldwide declared states of emergency. Military forces prepared for the unknown. Then the attack began. Cities that had stood for centuries, New York, Paris, Tokyo, Cairo, were engulfed in beams of searing energy that tore through buildings like paper. The destruction was swift and merciless. Streets cracked open, monuments crumbled, and fire spread unchecked. Millions fled or were caught in the chaos, from his command center deep underground. General Marcus Hayes watched the live feeds, his jaw tight with disbelief and frustration. "What kind of weapons are these?" he muttered. "Our missiles, our jets, nothing can stop them." On the ground, Lieutenant Sarah Kim led a squad trying to evacuate survivors from the ruins of a once bustling metropolis. Her voice crackled over the radio. "We're losing contact with all units east of the river. The enemy's shields are impenetrable. We have to fall back." But retreat was not an option for many. Across continents, ordinary people showed extraordinary courage. Firefighters pulled children from rubble. Volunteers formed human chains to carry the injured. Communities rallied around each other despite the devastation. Scientists raced against time to analyze the alien ship's technology. Dr. Anil Desai, leading a team of engineers, stared at the strange readings from captured drones. Their energy signatures don't match anything we know. It's almost as if they manipulate space itself to generate power. Despite the confusion, one thing was clear. Humanity was outmatched. Yet the aliens did not stop at destruction. Reports came in of harvesters extracting resources from the oceans and mines. It was not merely an invasion, it was an occupation. The alien fleet was here to take, and they expected no resistance. Still, the human spirit refused to break. In a small town miles from the capital, a group of survivors gathered around a flickering radio broadcast. Among them was Jonas, a former pilot, whose eyes burned with determination. "They think we're finished," he said quietly. "But they don't know what humans are capable of when pushed to the edge." As the world burned, Jonas and others like him began to form the first sparks of resistance. Back in the command center, General Hayes made a decisive call. "We will not go quietly. Activate all research units. Gather our best minds and weapons. This is our home, and we will fight for it." Meanwhile, the alien ships continued their relentless assault, but humanity's resolve was hardening. Across shattered cities and battered landscapes, a new kind of battle was beginning, one that would test courage, ingenuity, and the will to survive. The stage was set for a fight unlike any other. The future of Earth hung in the balance. The fires that had engulfed the city smoldered, casting a haze over a world struggling to breathe. The scars of destruction stretched across continents' empty streets, broken buildings and silent monuments that once symbolized human achievement. Yet amid the ruins, something remarkable began to emerge: hope in a secure underground bunker. Far from the chaos above, General Marcus Hayes gathered his closest advisors and a select team of scientists. Their faces were etched with exhaustion, but their eyes shone with determination. "We can't fight them head-on," Hayes said, tapping a holographic map that flickered with alien ship positions and damaged zones. "Our weapons aren't enough, but we won't surrender." Dr. Anil Desai stepped forward, holding a small, glowing device, an alien drone that had been captured during a daring reconnaissance mission. "We've studied this extensively. There's something unique about their technology. It's advanced. Yes, but it has patterns. Flaws. We just need time and resources to understand them fully. Hayes nodded. Time is the one thing we don't have, but we'll take whatever chance we get. Meanwhile, across the globe, pockets of survivors began to organize. In a battered community center on the outskirts of a ruined city, Jonas and a growing group of volunteers worked tirelessly. They gathered supplies, tended to the wounded, and shared information via improvised radio networks. We need more than survival, Jonas said during one meeting. We need a plan, a way to fight back. If we sit and wait, we lose everything. Word of the resistance spread quietly but steadily. Farmers, teachers, engineers, and former soldiers all answered the call to defend their home. They formed a patchwork of forces united by a single goal: reclaim Earth back in the command bunker. A young pilot named Sarah Kim was briefed on a new mission. You're leading a team to retrieve more alien technology from the wreckage near the coast, General Hayes explained. It's dangerous, but the data could be the key to turning the tide. Sarah's gaze was steady. We won't let you down. The first successful recovery missions yielded critical information about the alien ships, energy sources, and communication systems. Engineers worked around the clock, developing prototypes of weapons and shields based on this technology. Human creativity blended with alien science, creating tools that once seemed impossible. Across the planet, the spark of innovation inspired renewed determination. Nations set aside old rivalries to share knowledge and resources. The idea of humanity took on a powerful new menega, united species fighting for its very survival. However, not everyone was ready to join the fight. Some governments remained paralyzed by fear or political strife. Others doubted the resistance's chances and sought to negotiate with the invaders. These divisions posed threats just as dangerous as the alien fleet. In one such tense meeting, Hayes faced off with skeptical leaders. This is not the time for hesitation, he warned. If we fracture now, we lose everything. The invaders aren't just attacking cities. They're attacking our spirit. We must stand together. Slowly, his words began to resonate. As months passed, the resistance grew stronger. Training camps appeared in hidden valleys and underground tunnels. Scientists and soldiers shared a single purpose: to turn humanity's resilience into power. One night, Sarah Kim prepared for another reconnaissance flight. She looked out at the night sky dotted with alien ships. The stars shone as they always had, indifferent to the battle. Below, yet now, beneath their light, humanity's fight for survival burned brighter than ever. Jonas and his group listened to the latest broadcast from the command bunker, a message of hope and determination. It echoed through their makeshift radio. We will rebuild, we will fight, and we will prevail. Across the world, that message spread like wildfire. The invaders had struck first and hard, but humanity refused to be broken. Beneath the ashes of destruction, a new force was rising, a force fueled by courage, unity, and the unyielding will to protect their home. The battle was far from over. In fact, it was only just beginning. The alien technology was unlike anything humanity had ever encountered. Its sleek surfaces hummed with unfamiliar energy, and its intricate designs suggested a mastery of physics beyond Earth's current understanding. But amidst this wonder lay the key to survival, a hidden vulnerability waiting to be uncovered. Dr. Anil Stay stood in the heart of the research facility, surrounded by humming consoles and glowing holograms. His team worked tirelessly, analyzing fragments of alien machinery recovered from the battlefields. Every new piece brought fresh clues, but also new puzzles. Look at this, Anil said, pointing to a holographic display of an energy core. The alien ship's power systems are based on quantum entanglement, allowing an instantaneous energy transfer across vast distances. It's how they maintain their shields and weapons. His assistant, Mei Lin, furrowed her brow. So how? We exploit that. If their power is linked like this, disrupting one part could cause a cascade failure. Exactly, and Neil nodded. But we need to find the right point to strike. The core is heavily shielded and deeply embedded. Direct attacks have failed so far. Meanwhile, in the field, Lieutenant Sarah Kim and her team prepared for another daring mission to retrieve more alien tech from a recently destroyed ship near the coast. The wreckage lay deep underwater, tangled in debris and dangerous currents as they descended in their submersible. Sarah felt the familiar rush of adrenaline. Each mission was a gamble. But every piece of recovered tech brought humanity one step closer to a breakthrough. Inside the submerged alien vessel, the team moved cautiously. The ship's interior was eerily quiet, illuminated only by the soft glow of bioluminescent panels. Strange symbols lined the wall's cryptic messages from a civilization far beyond Earth. Sarah found the energy core chamber, protected by complex locking mechanisms. With careful precision, her team extracted a small power module, fragile but intact. Back at the research center, Annel's team raced to analyze the module, using advanced scanners and simulations. They discovered a critical weakness, specific frequency disruption could destabilize the quantum link and overload the entire energy system. This could be the breakthrough we needed, Anil said, his voice filled with cautious excitement. If we can replicate this frequency and deliver it to their ships, we could shut down their shields and weapons. But the challenge was immense. The frequency required precise synchronization and powerful delivery methods. It wasn't enough to have the knowledge they had to build the technology to use it effectively in the heat of battle. To achieve this, scientists collaborated with engineers and military strategists. Workshops buzzed with activity. Prototypes were built and tested, and simulations ran day and night at the same time. Jonas and his resistance group trained new recruits, teaching them to fight both with traditional weapons and the emerging alien-inspired technology. They became a symbol of human determination, of force willing to face the impossible. Despite the progress, tension ran high. Every success was shadowed by uncertainty. The alien fleet still dominated the skies, and the cost of failure was unthinkable. One evening, as the research center's lights dimmed for the night, Anil looked out at the stars, wondering what had brought these invaders to Earth and what awaited humanity in the battles to come. He knew one thing for certain: the secret to victory was within reach. Humanity's greatest weapon was not just technology, but their unyielding will to survive and adapt. The stage was set. The time to fight back was drawing near. The ruins of the old world lay silent under a gray sky. But beneath the surface, humanity's heartbeat was growing stronger. Across continents, small bands of resistance fighters launched bold strikes against the alien invaders, disrupting their operations and reclaiming pockets of land. In the dense forests near the coast, Jonas gathered his team. Their faces were worn from endless days of struggle, but their eyes burned with fierce determination. "Every strike we make weakens them," he said. "We're not just fighting for survival, we're fighting for our future." Using guerrilla tactics, the resistance targeted supply lines and communication hubs. Hit-and-run raids left alien patrols disoriented and frustrated. It was dangerous work, but with each success, humanity's confidence grew. At the same time, scientists and engineers raced to merge alien technology with human weaponry. The results were astonishing. Soldiers wielded energy rifles that could pierce alien shields, and armored vehicles adapted with advanced propulsion systems moved swiftly across battlefields. Lieutenant Sarah Kim led one such squad on a mission to destroy an alien mining facility. Using stealth and newly developed weapons, they slipped past patrols and set explosives with surgical precision. The explosion rocked the facility, sending a clear message: humanity would not be driven underground. Back at the command bunker, General Marcus Hayes coordinated these efforts with care. "We have to be smart," he reminded his officers. "Our strength is not in numbers, but in strategy, surprise, and unity." Despite their progress, the alien fleet adapted quickly. They deployed new drones and enhanced their defenses. Skirmishes became more intense, casualties mounting on both sides. Tensions rose among the resistance groups. Some favored aggressive attacks, while others urged caution. Disagreements threatened to fracture the fragile alliances built on trust and necessity. During a tense meeting, Jonas spoke with quiet authority. "We can't afford division. If we fall apart now, all we've gained will be lost. We need to work together, share intelligence, and coordinate our strikes." Slowly, the resistance leaders agreed to unify their commands. A new coalition was formed, an alliance of nations, scientists, soldiers, and civilians committed to one goal: pushing back the invaders. In one breakthrough, engineers completed the first prototype of a frequency disruptor, the device designed to exploit the alien ship's energy core weakness. Testing was risky, but initial trials showed promise. The device could emit a precise signal capable of destabilizing alien shields. Sarah volunteered to lead the first combat trial. Her squad trained relentlessly, mastering the new technology and tactics needed to deliver the disruptor under fire, as preparations for the upcoming strike intensified. The world held its breath. The aliens still controlled the skies. But humanity was no longer the helpless prey they had once been. One evening, Sarah and Jonas met in a quiet moment. "We're ready," she said. This could change everything. Jonas nodded, looking out at the distant lights of a city slowly coming back to life. "For the first time, I believe we can win." Yet deep beneath the surface of the alien command ship, the invaders watched the growing human resistance with growing concern. They had underestimated Earth's defenders, and that mistake could cost them everything. The next battle would decide the fate of a world. The hum of the command center was a constant reminder of the battle ahead. Screens flickered with star maps and data streams, while soldiers and scientists moved with focused urgency. The plan to strike the alien fleet was taking shape, a bold and dangerous gamble. General Marcus Hayes stood at the center of it all, his gaze steady. "This is more than a mission. It's humanity's chance to turn the tide. We have one shot to end. We have to make it count." The weapon they would rely on was the frequency disruptor, designed to destabilize the alien ship's energy cores. It was untested in combat, a fragile hope forged from stolen technology and human ingenuity. Success depended on perfect timing and coordination. Lieutenant Sarah Kim paced near the flight briefing room. Pilots and squad leaders gathered, reviewing attack vectors, communication protocols, and contingency plans. Her voice was calm but firm as she addressed them. "Remember, we're striking at their command ship first. Take it down, and the rest of the fleet will lose coordination. Speed and precision are everything." Her second-in-command, Raj Patel, nodded. "Our tech teams have adapted the disruptor to fit onto our fighters. It's compact but powerful. Every pilot must be ready to deploy it at the exact moment." Training intensified. Pilots practiced maneuvers under simulated fire. Soldiers rehearsed boarding procedures and emergency protocols. Engineers worked tirelessly to improve the disruptors' reliability and range. Jonas met with resistance leaders to coordinate ground support. "We'll strike from above, but our teams on the surface will cut off reinforcements and sabotage supply lines. It has to be simultaneous." In the quiet moments before the operation, doubts surfaced. Could the disruptor really cripple the alien fleet? Would the pilots survive the assault? The stakes were enormous. Sarah stood alone by a window overlooking the darkened sky. The alien ships hung silently like ominous stars, reminding her of the destruction they had already wrought. But she also saw the flickering lights of human settlements, signs of life, resilience, and hope. Raj joined her. "Whatever happens, we've come too far to turn back now." She smiled, a mixture of fear and determination in her eyes. "We fight for every person who believes in a future." On launch day, the human fleet assembled in the shadow of the alien armada. The fighters, sleek and agile, carried the disruptors, carefully secured on their wings. The warships hummed with power, ready to unleash everything they had. The moment the command was given, the fighters streaked forward in tight formation. The sky erupted with energy blasts as the aliens scrambled to defend themselves. Sarah's squad led the charge, weaving through enemy fire with skill honed by countless battles. The disruptor pulsed in her hands, a weapon born of desperation and hope. As they neared the command ship, Sarah activated the device. A sharp wave of energy radiated outward, disrupting the alien shields and sending sparks cascading over the hull. The command ship faltered, systems glitching and weapons sputtering. Human fighters pressed the advantage, their attacks precise and relentless. From the command center, General Hayes watched the battle unfold on his screens. "Hold the line," he ordered. "Every moment counts." The alien fleet, disoriented and vulnerable, struggled to regroup. Communications faltered, ships collided, and chaos spread through their ranks. Back on the surface, resistance fighters sabotaged supply depots and communication arrays, crippling alien reinforcements. The battle was far from over, but the balance was shifting. Sarah's squad completed their strike and began a daring retreat, pursued by enemy fighters. Their skill and the new technology allowed them to evade destruction and return safely, as the command ship systems failed completely. A massive explosion rocked the alien fleet. One by one, their ships lost power, drifting helplessly in space. The victory was swift and decisive. Humanity had struck a blow that no one thought possible. Yet, midst the cheers and relief, everyone knew this was only the beginning. The cost had been high, and the road to peace was still long. But now, for the first time in months, Earth had a chance to breathe and to rebuild. The deafening roar of the explosion echoed through space as the alien command ship erupted in a brilliant blaze of light. Across Earth, people looked up at the skies, their hearts pounding with disbelief and hope. In just 10 minutes, humanity had achieved the impossible. They had shattered the backbone of the invaders' fleet. General Marcus Hayes stood motionless before the main screen in the command center. The once imposing alien armada now drifted, helplessly, disabled and leaderless. "This is the moment we've fought for," he said, quietly. "But the fight isn't over." The initial victory was swift, an overwhelming coordinated strike, so precise it caught the aliens completely off guard. Using the frequency disruptors, human pilots had targeted key nodes within the fleet's network, causing cascading failures that crippled ships one after another. Lieutenant Sarah Kim felt the adrenaline still coursing through her veins as she landed her fighter on the carrier. Around her, other pilots exchanged exhausted but triumphant glances. "We did it," she whispered, though the weight of what lay ahead kept her grounded, back on Earth. Jonas and his resistance fighters seized the opportunity to push forward. With the alien reinforcements in disarray, ground forces began reclaiming cities and vital infrastructure. Streets once filled with fear now echoed with the sounds of rebuilding. But the victory came with sobering reminders. The destruction wrought by the aliens was staggering. Entire cities leveled, millions displaced or lost. Humanity's wounds were deep. and the path to recovery would be long and difficult. Scientists warned that the alien fleet might regroup or send reinforcements from beyond the solar system. No one could predict if this was the final battle or just the opening chapter of a much larger war. In the command bunker, Dr. Anil Desai and his team analyzed data recovered from disabled ships. Their technology is resilient, Anil explained. We've exploited a critical vulnerability, but they're adapting. We need to stay ahead. Plans were quickly made to develop more advanced disruptors and defensive systems. The engineers worked around the clock, determined to ensure humanity would never again be caught unprepared. On the diplomatic front, a new sense of unity blossomed among nations. Old conflicts were set aside in the face of a shared enemy and shared victory. International coalitions formed, coordinating efforts to rebuild and defend the planet. Jonas addressed a gathering of resistance leaders. We've shown what we can do when we stand together. Let's not forget that strength as we rebuild. Despite the cautious optimism, pockets of danger remained. Rogue alien drones and automated defense systems continued to threaten outlying regions. Human forces had to remain vigilant. Sarah and her squadron prepared for patrols over newly secured territories. Each mission was a reminder that peace was fragile and victory hard-won. One evening, as Sarah gazed up at the stars, she felt a mix of relief and resolve. Humanity had faced annihilation, survived, but the universe was vast and full of unknowns. We've won a battle, she said softly to herself, but the war is just beginning. The sky above Earth was clearer now. The once ominous shadow of the alien fleet reduced to scattered fragments, drifting aimlessly in orbit. Cities began to pulse with life again as survivors emerged from shelters, their faces etched with exhaustion, but filled with cautious hope. In the command center, General Marcus Hayes surveyed reports streaming in from around the globe. The immediate threat had been neutralized, but the cost was staggering. Infrastructure lay in ruins, millions had been displaced, and humanity's future remained uncertain. We've won the battle, Hayes said during a strategic meeting. But the war for survival continues. We must rebuild stronger, faster, and smarter. Jonas stood among a group of volunteers, clearing debris in what was once a bustling city center. As he directed efforts to restore basic services, his mind kept drifting back to the alien technology captured during the conflict. It held secrets far beyond the disruptors and weapons they had harnessed. Anil's team found something. Jonas confided to Sarah Kim during a rare break. It's a signal embedded deep in the alien code. It might be a message or a warning. Sarah's eyes narrowed. A warning? About what? No one knows yet. But it's triggered something. Some kind of system we can't explain. Meanwhile, in a hidden laboratory beneath the city, Dr. Anil Desai and his scientists worked feverishly. They had decrypted layers of alien data, revealing sophisticated networks and technologies that hinted at a vast, interconnected system, perhaps a galactic intelligence. The aliens we fought were only part of a larger presence, Anil explained. Their technology is linked to others, maybe even more advanced forces out there. This revelation shook the command bunker. Humanity's victory, while monumental, was only the opening act in a much larger story. Amidst the rebuilding, new alliances formed, not just among humans, but with alien artifacts and technology. Engineers adapted propulsion systems for Earth's spacecraft, aiming to explore beyond the solar system. The hope of discovering allies or threats beyond Earth grew. Tara and Jonas found themselves at the forefront of these efforts. Pilots trained for deep space missions, while resistance veterans prepared for new kinds of battles. But tension lingered. Among the ruins, unexplained phenomena began to surface, strange energy pulses, uncharted signals, and shadows moving just beyond human sensors. One night, as Sarah patrolled a reclaimed city district, her scanner picked up an anomaly beneath. The ocean flora faint rhythmic pulse, unlike anything recorded before. She relayed the data to Anil, who immediately ordered an expedition. The underwater mission uncovered a submerged alien facility. Its structure, ancient and vast. The discovery sent shockwaves through the scientific community. Was this a base, a research station, or something else entirely? This could be the key to understanding who they were and why they came, Anil said, eyes wide with excitement and fear, as humanity faced the daunting task of rebuilding a shattered world. It also stood at the threshold of a new frontier, one filled with mystery and possibility. The victory over the alien fleet had been hard-won, but it had awakened something much larger. The universe was watching, and humanity's journey was far from over. In the quiet moments before dawn, Sarah looked up at the stars again. The battle for Earth had been just the beginning. Now, humanity must reach beyond its home, ready to face whatever lay hidden in the vastness of space. The alien threat had been dealt a crushing blow. The skies no longer bore the ominous silhouettes of invading warships, and cities across the globe pulsed with the tentative heartbeat of rebirth. Yet, as humanity looked toward rebuilding their world, they also turned their gaze upward, aware that the universe held more mysteries and dangers than they had ever imagined. General Marcus Hayes stood on a raised platform in the heart of class, in the newly restored city square. Crowds gathered, their faces hopeful, yet marked by the trials they had endured. Veterans, scientists, children, all united by the shared experience of survival and resilience. This victory, Hayes began, his voice steady and clear, was not won by technology alone. It was won by humanity's indomitable spirit. Our will to protect our home and to never surrender. Applause rippled through the crowd. Around the world, similar gatherings echoed the sentiment. Earth had endured. Earth had fought back. Earth would rebuild. Elsewhere, beneath the waves. The alien facility discovered by Sarah and Dr. Anil Desai was alive with activity. Teams of scientists and engineers worked tirelessly to unlock its secrets. Strange symbols glowed softly on control. Panels and machines hummed with energy long dormant. Anil stood before a massive console, piecing together the puzzle. This facility is a gateway, a hub for communication and travel across the stars. The aliens who attacked Earth were only scouts, part of a larger network. Sarah, standing beside him, felt a mixture of awe and resolve. If that's true, then our fight is only just beginning. But now, we have the knowledge and the strength to face it. As humanity adapted alien technology for their own use, space programs accelerated. New ships, faster and more powerful, were built to explore the cosmos and protect Earth from future threats. Jonas, now a leader in the global coalition, addressed the assembly of explorers preparing for deep space missions. We carry the hopes of all humanity. We are not just survivors, we are pioneers. At night, under the vast tapestry of stars, Sarah often thought of the battles fought and lives lost. But she also saw the light of a new Erewhon forged in adversity but shining brighter than ever. The scars on Earth would heal and humanity would grow stronger. With every step into the unknown, they carried the lessons of their past and the promise of their future. In the quiet moments before dawn, the world held its breath, waiting for what came next. But no matter what challenges awaited, one truth remained certain: humanity would face them together, unbroken and unbowed. A new dawn had arrived.